Hey, this is Merging Butterfly again. Um, right now I'm in Kinston, North Carolina, and I'm taking a walk. I'm over my mother's house, you know, and this is my first time taking a walk. I've never walked around this part. I think this is Georgetown or something like that. My mom can't get me to go to the store. I'm so afraid to walk out here because of deers and all types of stuff. I'm from Baltimore City, the hood. These deers and plants and all this stuff. I'm used to city life. I'm not used to all this. But I couldn't sit still. And I had to get this off my chest. I had to speak about it. Because you can't be a true MJ fan and stay quiet while all this shenanigans is happening right now in the Moonwalker community. You know, that doesn't mean you have to be an obsessive fan. You don't have to be a crazy fan. But as a fan, if a person walked up to you and say, hey, do you like MJ? You're supposed to say yes. Or you're not a real fan. You know? You don't have to have the clothes and the CDs and the albums, and you don't have to have a huge collection and all this stuff. You know, you don't have to have all that. You know, sometimes it's about the money. You know, it's just that I personally feel like you do have a responsibility. Because it's hitting me so hard because it's not just about, you know, a celebrity name being tarnished. It's not even just about a person who I'm a fan of name being tarnished. It's about the fact that this is a man, a human being. He was not an idol. He was not a figure in legacy. He was not a legend. He was a man. He was a human being with a human heart and a human soul. And I personally believe the spirit moves on. The spirit survives death. Okay? This man must rest in peace. He has to be allowed the right to rest in peace. And we're not giving him that. Even his own fans are not giving him that. Summoning him and asking for his deity to be, you know, the psychics and all them calling his name. And you're not letting this man rest. Let the man sleep. He had a sleeping problem living. Let him sleep dead, okay? And that's how I feel, not just about Michael. That's how I feel about the dead, periods. You know? When people die, stop mentioning their name like that. Stop constantly calling them. Stop, because you speaking life. You speaking him into existence when he has already lived here and died here. And you're just summoning him and bringing him back into all this bullcrap. It's unfair for any man to have to deal with. It really is unfair. Let the man sleep. People want to say, well, he is resting. No, he's not. Trust me. His body is down. His body don't know what the hell is going on. But his soul is quite aware of what's going on. Even though he's a little freer and he's more carefree and he's like, whatever. But at the same time, trust me. Trust me. If it was just left at that, then fine. But for the fact that people are summoning him or trying to summon him with Ouija boards and all this stuff. Oh boy, they're gonna truck out here. It looks like I'm in a horror movie, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know, when you're the only one walking on the road and a lone car come down. So yeah, don't look all creepy. I don't know if you can see it. But all you see is smoke coming from that thing. I'm trying not to walk too far from the house because I might gotta run. I'm in the area. I'm not in Charlotte or Raleigh, and I am all the way in North Carolina. Like, I'm where the cornfields look like children of corn is at, the cows are at, the horses, the ranches. That's where I'm at. There's no buses, there's no cabs, there's no nothing out here. There's not even an Uber, no hacks, none. Nothing. There's not even corner stores or stores, or the nearest gas station is a mile or two. You know, there's nothing. But you know, it's just the fact of the matter is, as I said before, you know, the man, how can I put it? Let's take the stardom away. Let's take the riches away. Let's take all the gold and money and diamonds and jewels and just pearls and everything here. Let's take all his fancy clothes away. Let's take the way he wowed the audience away. Let's take all of that away and leave a man. Let's leave a man named Michael Jackson from Gary, Indiana. Let's say he was still in Gary, Indiana, never made it out. Let's take all of that away. We have a man with his brothers. I have no doubts that he still would have been who he is. In fact, I think he would have personally continued to volunteer. It's just that once he came into money, he realized it was his duty to do more. He realized that God called him to serve, to do those things, and he was capable and able of doing way more. But if he was still poor, I do believe he would have been in hospitals like he'd been. He would have been in schools. He would have been the same person doing all those things. You know? That's the type of soul he had. That's what he wanted to do. And I personally believe that we killed this man because the heart can only handle so much. Yeah, it was his responsibility of how he handled it. But you cannot hang a person on a tree and say you deserved it. You're responsible for cutting yourself down. You can't crucify a person and say, well, you know, I'll give you some water. I'll give you some wine. Because I don't want you to go dehydrated. They lynched this man. And just because, okay, you say he's weird, you say he's strange, you're not convinced about the skin problem. You're not convinced. You think he faked his voice. You think he was a virgin. How can he be a fucking virgin, don't want to have sex, and a child rapist at the same time? It's one or the other. You don't know what you want to believe about this person. How can he be shy and don't want to touch people, but he's touching children at the same time? You don't get to do both. You don't get to be both. You cannot have both. It's one or the other, or none at all. How can you say, well, this man touched me and touched this and touched that, and then you say, well, this man read the Bible to me? He didn't touch me at all. How can you say, as a victim myself, I would never insinuate, act like, or say that somebody raped, touched, molested me and did not do it. As a human being, as a person, let's say all that is true. When you had your chance to speak out against MJ, when you saw that child face and you looked at that child in the eye, how did you not see yourself in that child? How can you not want to say, yes, I'm going to speak the truth because of that child? You say, oh, because of your child. Yeah, you're going to say that. You're going to make it. You're going to try to touch people's heartstrings. You want to hit it where it hurts at. You want to go after the heart. Many people sympathize with a person because of a child. You're going to say, well, when I look into my child eyes, people say that all the time. Some people say, when I look into my child eyes, I see God. When I look into my child eyes, I see me. When I look into my child eyes, it sounds so beautiful and lovely, doesn't it? We all can say stuff like that. When I look into my son's eyes, I see the person I don't want him to become. I don't want my son to become like me. I don't want my son to have the life that I had to live. You know? No person that truly loves their child is not going to accept money. Call it what you want. Even if he said, even if he was recorded saying, even if there's evidence, video evidence of him saying, even if he was still alive and he admitted it, even if he finally just said, you know what, I'm tired of chasing, I'm tired of lying, I just want to come clean. Yes, all my fans, I did it. Even if, how can you, as the parent who went through the charges, accept the money and not let this man be placed in jail? You who know what he's capable of, if he did it to you, then you know he would have did it to another child. You knew it happened to you, and you looked at that Gavin in the eye and sit there and, oh, Michael didn't touch me. They selected specific children who have spent time with Michael. If they was going to lie and force these people to lie, they could have got me to do it. Hey, because I need the money. Hey, we looking for kids to just come out and say, yeah, Michael didn't do nothing to him. They didn't have to. That means they were searching for the truth. They used real kids that really did spend time with Michael, that really was around them, to speak their truth. The other case, they could have got anybody. And say, yeah, you say this, I'm gonna give you this money. You tell her, you say that this didn't happen to you. You said this did happen to you. I'm gonna give you some money for all that. That should just happen. That's what they should just said. That's how it should have went down. Shoot, I'm out here in North Carolina. I should have brought my fucking knife with me. I don't got time for no KKK people to come out because I fuck somebody up. I'm not afraid of none of that shit. But my thing is, if they got weapons, I can pull some weapons too. And that's what I normally do, is walk around with weapons. I'm from Baltimore. I walk around with weapons. But I was just so bothered by this whole situation. I just said, you know what, I gotta take a walk. But I thought I was gonna be walking to a whole bunch of trees. I'm walking to a whole bunch of freaking trailers. This is a trailer park I'm living in. It looks like a cul-de-sac up that end. See, my end is more like this is a trailer park, but up here is, it looked like I'm going into a dead end, and I don't want nobody to say, hey, that's my land and you on my land. I thought it was going to continue going into the woods or whatever, but I'm about to turn around because I'm not trying to walk on no one's property or being on somebody's property and think I'm on just, land or whatever, because that's how it looks out here. You'll be walking on 20 acres and the whole time that belongs to somebody. That's somebody's house. So I just turned around and I'm walking back. So maybe this part where I turned in, maybe if I would have went that way. I'm gonna see if I can go that way before I go all the way back straight to the house. I'm gonna see if I can go that way and see what happens. See if it's see if it continues. If not, I'm probably have to just go back that way. It's not another soul out here, but I see smoke coming from that house. I know they in there. I think I seen somebody do that in the living room, through the door open there. Saw somebody pull up their driveway a little while back. So it's life out here. They just hitting. That's what scares me the most about North Carolina. They kind of in the bushes and in the trees and hunting and stuff. I don't got time for the people that have black people stew and shit. Like, I don't got time for that. I'm from North. And if it was racism in the North, I know it's racism down the South. Definitely. So, we'll see. I'm just glad I'm not in South Carolina. But, same way I took my black ass from North down here, they can move anywhere too. It's racism everywhere. And I'm not too convinced. A lot of people say, well, they doing all this stuff because Michael Black. I don't believe it's because of that. I really don't. I don't think it has nothing to do with race. I would like to think that, but let's face it. A lot of them in power, the music industry, do not consider Michael Black. Let's be honest. Even his fans, some of them, don't acknowledge his other color or his other persona. They don't acknowledge Thriller or Bad or a lot of them don't even acknowledge Bad. A lot of them acknowledge history or even, before that. A lot of them, or Dangerous or something like that. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. My brother's favorite era of Michael was history. Personally, my favorite was one that's not even really called the era, because it was kind of like the behind the scenes, a lot of private videos, a lot of stuff that nobody really saw. And for me, it was Captain EO. Captain EO was my era. I hear laughter, so okay, some people right there. I'm watching my surroundings. Shoot. I gotta know who my neighbors are. I'm sorry. I don't gotta know them personally. But definitely want to know who lives in the area and who don't. But I don't gotta worry about it too much, because like I said, I don't live around here. It's my mom's house. And I'm on temporary over my mom's house as I fix the problems that I have with my life and with my home. And I was focusing, I haven't really been uploading because I was focusing so much on that. But this whole situation, I just could not stay quiet about it. I had to say something, especially being the person that I am. I had to really speak on how I feel and say what was real and say how I felt. So,